Are there any recovering perfectionists out there? I know I'm one. You know, I made it a long way as a perfectionist. I was the person that was always working hard. I could always do better. I really pushed myself, and I thought this was a good quality. You know, I was the person in the job interview that when they asked for my weaknesses, I'd say, "Oh, I'm a perfectionist. I have to have everything so perfect, and I just work too hard at it," which, you know, some people don't see as a weakness, although now I do. And then I read this book, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. You've probably read it too. It's been around a while. It's not a new book. It's probably been around 15 years. And the Four Agreements, they're four agreements on how to live your life so that you can be happier. You know, one is to be impeccable with your word and don't take anything personally and never assume anything. But the last agreement is always do your best. And when I first started reading it, I was like, oh, well, I'll always do my best. That's going to be easy for me. I mean, I'm a perfectionist. Of course, I can do my best. But in there, he talks about you do your best, not better than your best. And that made me stop and think, how much of my perfectionism was I trying to be better than my best? I wasn't giving it my best. I was reaching for some unrealistic standard that I was never going to get to. And then I remembered that early in my career, I worked at an advertising agency, and I worked for a woman, and projects used to go to her office to die. Whenever she had to approve something, we knew we weren't going to see it for weeks because it was never good enough to show to the client. So when you have these perfectionistic tendencies, you put those unrealistic standards not only on yourself, but on your team, and you slow down the progress of a project trying to reach a goal that is not only not realistic, it's not necessarily even desired. In the example from the ad agency, this woman would obsess on every single little thing. In the meantime, we'd be missing deadlines, money would be wasted, we'd be paying overtime to graphic designers, all because, you know, should a picture be moved, 10 degrees to the left or something like that. It was very minor. So, leadership tip for today. Can you learn to do your best, but not better than your best? Do your best. You know what your best is. You know when you've given it everything you can, when you aren't coming up with new ideas. It's when the stress starts to come. It's when overwhelm starts to come. It's when you're absolutely sick of the project but still feel like you've got to work on it. Because when you do that, you are demoralizing your team and you're actually undermining your project. So work on doing your best and not better than your best. It will help you get rid of perfectionism and actually be really, really great. It's a difference. So try it.